New day, new adventure. I've already been on the skid steer and packed this one up the electric company cut. This always cracks me up. Look at that. What a notch. What a notch. Isn't that crazy? Like a beaver got a hold of it. Now take a good look at this, because this is really going to look different here before long. We're going to cut these 3 or 4 trees right here. Get the logs out. We're going to have to pull 2 of them. Then I'm going to take the skid steer, and I'm going to pile all that brush on that burn pile. We're really going to make this look good. We're going to bring that guy there down too. He ain't much, but he'll come down since the rest of them are. So I'm going to jump on the skidder. I'm going to back up here. I'm going to hook my choker up in the tree, and we're going to get this thing pulled. We're hooked up and stretched out. Dad's putting the finishing bore cuts on it. He'll clip the ears. That's a pretty good sized tree. These trees, these big walnut trees like this that you have to pull or have to put a certain place, they take a little extra time to cut, just to be cautious to bring them down without tearing anything up or tearing the tree up. I mean, that tree's not a really, it's not what we call a high grade veneer tree. It's just it's got a bad knot on the back side of it where an old limb used to be. So I mean, it's just a big rough lumber log, but there's a lot of footage in it. But at the same time, if you're not careful, you can really tear a lot of stuff up if things go wrong. It's about ready to come down. Dad's clearing himself out a getaway path. You never know what's going to be around some of these trees. Alright, it's about time to make our move. I'm going to throttle up a little bit. Just like that. And that's part of the reason me and Dad do so well together. We can work together, and we're on the same page when it comes to pulling these trees. We know what needs to be done and how they need to come down. And when you do it as long as we have together, it makes all the difference in the world. All right, now we've got the skid steer and the grapple. But before we start piling this treetop here up, I've got it all cut up. Oh, we might have went the wrong way. I'm gonna stand on the grapple here. I'm gonna raise the boom up, and I'm gonna cut into a limb. Good thing about traction, you get a little bit of flat tire, do you? Just like a little tank. But yeah, I'm gonna stand up here on the boom, and I'm gonna cut into this limb. That way, when the tree falls, we don't have to worry about that limb splitting the log up. So Dad's starting to get it worked up now. I mean, that's a good tree. That'll be a good veneer tree there. She's got some size to it, but she got a real hard lean. But I'm going to stand on this, and I'm going to cut into that limb right there. And we're going to make sure everything's all right when it hits the ground, because she's going to fall on her own. Man, these trees, I've seen my dad cut trees that lean so hard, I'd be scared to death to cut them. And I knew when I bought this job, this would be a hard one to take down. But you know, my dad, he loves the challenge. If you say you can't bring it down, or it's going to be hard to bring down, he's going to do it. He's going to find a way to get it down without tearing it up and busting it. And I try to pay attention and watch all I can to learn, because he's a master at his craft with that chainsaw. So I'm going to pull up here, and I'm going to stand on the grapple here, and we're going to cut into this limb right there. Let's turn here so we can get a good view. Get back that way. Well, I ain't got to worry about that top getting us up pushed out behind us here. Man, that thing leans hard. That's a tricky tree right there. So he's bored it all out. He's punched out the center of that tree. Of course, we do that on all these walnut we cut. But it all comes down to how much to leave holding in the front and how much to leave holding in the back. That's the part that amazes me, how he knows all the geometry of this and the calculations. It's starting to go. It's starting to pop. It's rocking. There ain't much holding it right now. It's gonna clip another ear. We're backing up just a little bit more. Got my backup camera there so I can kind of see where I'm going. Well, there ain't much holding that tree. There it goes. Bang. Didn't bust it or nothing. Amazing. And I'm going to get over here. I'm going to cut it up. I'll cut the top up and we'll cut the logs out. Let's got the wraps on today. It took a while to cut these few trees and get them cleaned up, which we didn't have a lot of time to work anyway because I got to go look at timber. But it's a good start. There's a lot of footage in those trees. We still got 2 or 3 to cut here, which we'll take care of them tomorrow. We're supposed to get a lot of rain this weekend starting tomorrow, so I'm just hoping we get to work tomorrow. There's starting to be a strong southern breeze again, but everything piled up good, real good. They'd had a dozer in here before to push that stuff out where I've already piled this, so it kind of made cleanup hard. I don't usually like to scrape the ground like that, but it was rough, and once the tines get into the ground, it just kind of pulls it up. Not that it hurts it or makes any ruts, it just, I don't normally like to do that. But all the brush and debris is cleaned up really good. Dad's out there scaling the pile right now. I'm going to go out there and see what the footage was, but everything pushed up really good. Pushed up really good, tight. Like I said, we've still got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 trees here left to cut and clean up, so we'll try to get them tomorrow if we don't get rained out. But it's amazing what you can do with those 2 pieces of equipment right there. Just a little time and imagination, you can clean things up really good. We got that kind of a double there to cut, and that other one back behind there, and this whole gnarly thing here. So we'll get them cut tomorrow, hopefully. Then we'll go over the hill here and start into the tall timber. And that's where the main group of trees is over the hill there. Then this runs a bit of a half mile to the east, and there's a lot of trees on the creek and on the other hillside over there. And it's just, this is probably the 3rd time this place has been harvested, or that place. This little piece here goes with the other landowner, but the big farm is probably the 3rd time it's been harvested. So the trees are spread out, and it's 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd growth stuff. But we'll get what we can out of it. Big chunks of wood. Big chunks of wood. Well, that's a good start. Dad said there's about 1,700 feet here, so that's not bad for a couple hours plus the cleanup. The cleanup's what's time consuming. Getting in there and cutting the tops up tight, cutting them, real small. That way you can bunch everything in a tight group on the tops. So not bad for today. Big trees. They should average good just because of the size. No veneer in here. Just big chunks of wood. And up there's a hog. Just big group of logs. There's that ugly thing the power company cut. Has been a good tree. Nasty. Beast right there. Another chunk. Good logs. So that's a pretty good morning in the woods. I'm not upset with that at all. It's anytime you can cut that kind of footage in 3 trees. One tree the main log was a 26-inch. The other one was a 29-inch, and the 3rd one was a 23-inch. Those are just the main bodies of logs off those, like the first cuts. And those are big trees. Those are big trees. So it's a good way to rack up some fast footage. They clean up one extremely well. I'm always, like I said, I love doing a good job on that cleanup. That's one thing I love when people drop by like, my gosh, we can't even tell if somebody cut logs in there. That's nice. That's nice. All right, so now I just dropped Dad off. I'm going to go look at timber. I'll probably spend the rest of the day looking at timber. I know this one gentleman, I think we're going to 2 or 3 different farms to look at. So that'll be probably how I round out my Friday here. Now, just listen to the weather, and the rain and storms are not supposed to hit till tomorrow evening here in southwest Missouri. So hopefully I'll be able to go to the woods and cut tomorrow. Got some sawdust there, don't I? Dad said he's going to go to an auction in the morning, so it'll just be me. So there's that bigger grove, that bigger stand of trees down there, I'm going to get started cutting on them, try to get a bunch of them laid down and ready to roll out. And then Monday, me and Dad will probably finish pulling those 2 or 3 trees there where we were at this morning. So that's kind of the game plan as of now. I'd like to work Sunday. If we're able to work Sunday, we'll probably do that Sunday. But it just depends on what the rain and weather situation's like from Saturday night going into Sunday morning. So that's kind of the rundown of today, the rest of the day, and tomorrow. But when I got home yesterday, I had a package, and my Logger Threads beanies come in. As soon as it starts getting cold, I'm in a stocking cap or a beanie all the time. My ears get cold really easy, and if my ears get cold, I'm miserable. And I'll be honest, I was wearing that thing around the house last night until I went to bed. I was happy to have it. You can get them on the Logger Threads. If you send a message to Logger Threads on Instagram or Facebook, they can take care of your order. I know I keep talking about that website, and if any of you guys have ever dealt with anything digital, websites or apps, you'll know it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, it's just, beating my head up against a rock is a lot simpler than dealing with apps and websites. It really is. The frustration involved and when things are going to get released, when they're going to be done, every day I'm a little more frustrated than that. That's what it comes down to. All right, guys, I'm getting off here. I'm going to get this video up so you guys can see me and Dad working. And I'm going to go try to buy some more timber because we always need timber. We always need something to do. So, guys, thanks a lot for following along. Be sure to check us out on all of our social media outlets. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. We always love new subscribers. Guys, talk to you later. See you tomorrow.